have to tell you a true story.
Okay.
So in the screening yesterday, there was a moment just before the film started where someone came in almost in the darkness and placed a box of tissues in front of every single journalist attending. And we were like, oh no. What is it about dogs and films like this that just kind of make us use that box of tissues?
They're so innocent. We don't want to see them struggle because they don't deserve to feel sadness. We're so protective of them because they don't have a voice and they can't tell us what's wrong. So we project this need to protect and so when you see a dog and an animal struggling, it's just like it's heartbreaking.
A dog that so wants to be a human.
Oh,
a dog that so wants to be the best possible version of a person that he can be in his next life. So he's taking all the lessons from this family, all the lessons from Danny, all the lessons from Eve, all the lessons from Zoe, and imprinting his soul with those lessons so when he becomes a human in his next life, he will be better equipped.
It takes it too far, really.
That's why the boxes of tissues are put down, because people are like, listen, we know this one's going to hit you. We know you're gonna feel this.
Like
it's
at
gonna
the end
be
when
emotional.
he's like, "You've been a good friend." It's like,
oh, I know.
By the way, that was Simon and I on the fly.
Really?
Yeah, Simon. He came up to me. Simon Curtis. He goes, I've been thinking about this. I think we need to have one more line. What about you've been a friend? You've been a good friend. And or he said thanking. And he said you've been a good friend. So you've been a very good friend. Thank you. And so whatever it was, like the two of us were just sitting like riffing on set, and we're like, yeah, that works. Let's go.
Wow.
And then when we were doing that scene, filmed it, stepped out of the car, went to Video Village where the monitors were, and everyone's stepping, like Don Lee, one of our producers, stepped out crying. Tanya Lando stepped out crying.
He's very tall.
And Simon did, and I said to Simon, we're gonna kill people with this line. And he just starts laughing. He knows.
And the dog was on board as well. As incredible. He put his head like
that was the beauty
Oh.
of these animals. I mean, Butler in that moment, nobody we're gonna get her.
It's all so visceral.
I got a hanky. I got you.
I know you need the box tissues as well.
I can't.
No,
anymore.
and you know what? Because that was what I was going to ask you that because for us, there was a moment in the film, and I have to say, there was that moment, and there was a moment with your character where there was a collective nose blowing. It was like I went first. I was like, I can't hold it anymore, and I went. And then people kind of chuckled because they were just falling like flies. You know what I mean? They were like blowing their nose. When you watch a film and you're in it though, so you know the crafting of it and all that, do you actually get emotional?
Yes, every time.
All the time.
Because I remember being in it. I remember being in it. Because I remember feeling it.
And also
even more.
Real. It's real.
Yeah.
I mean, that was what was so lovely about working with Amanda was it was real. When the cameras were rolling, it was real. We were this husband and wife dealing with the worst circumstances that we were dealing with, but we were there together.
Yeah.
And it was real. Yeah.
You play a race car driver in this film, and that's such a specific art form. How much of a useful resource was it having Patrick Dempsey, who's one of the producers, but also an actor and accomplished race car driver, to go to him?
I think what was nice about having Patrick on board was he understands both worlds very much. He's been a successful actor for years. He's been a successful racing driver for a long time. He gave me entrance to that world and really helped production with us knowing the right people to work with within that world. But then he also he allowed me to take ownership of the character, which I think is kind of a very big step for how long he's been a part of this property. He really entrusted me, I think, with something that he saw from an actor's point of view, but also as a racing enthusiast and a racer himself. And he went, oh yeah, no, like Milo's got it in him to do it. And for me, I just married the two. I married acting and racing because the focus that you need as a racer and as an actor, it's the same. The determination you need as a racer and an actor is the same. The sacrifice you make, and also the moment of now. Because when the cameras are rolling, if you are not prepared to do it, what are you doing there? you have to be ready. When the cameras roll, when the lights go green, you have to be ready.
There's an element of adrenaline in that in itself as well.
God.
There is,
Pressure, the
yeah.
pressure's
there
on.
is, but it's the adrenaline that doesn't rattle yourself. It's actually like narrows your focus. It calms you down. It slows things down.